Everyone, it's Gotta Watch Them All, episode 46.
46?
Dude, we're getting close to 50. It's upon us. It is upon us. But today...
we can get there.
Today is Thursday, May 10th, 2018. This episode is going to be brought to you by the newly redesigned GottaWatchTheMall.com.
Which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Please go check it out, please.
Yeah, we migrated over to a new web platform, and we're pretty pleased with the way the site came out. So check it out, GottaWatchTheMall.com. We now have links to both RSS feeds for both of our shows, the Gotta Watch Them All podcast and Lured Up podcast, so you can listen to every single show we've ever released on the website. And there's also links to all our social stuff and our blog and all this good stuff there. So check out the website. We would really appreciate it. And drop us a line when you're there. There's contact us forms scattered throughout the site. We want to hear from you, and we'll give you a shout out on the show and get you into the conversation. Okay, on today's episode, we are going to be covering Forbidden Light theme decks. Theme decks are kind of the underdog in the kind of, in the releases whenever a new expansion comes out. So the Forbidden Light decks seem to be strong decks compared to what we would usually see from a theme deck. Pokémon GO Fest 2018 was announced. It's coming back to Chicago. The Ultra No Holds Barred online competition is going to be coming up. This is going to be a very interesting one, and we'll find out why when we dig into that later. Team Skull has invaded the Pokémon Center. I'm very excited about this one. And then finally, we're going to be doing our anime watch-along with episode 46, So Close, Yet So Farfetch'd. All right, man, let's talk about the TCG. Have you looked at these theme decks, at these Forbidden Light theme decks?
Yes, they're amazing.
Typically, and I'm a fan of the theme decks, because I like to buy these decks, put the code in TCGO, and just jump on and have something ready to go to play that I can kind of figure out on the fly what I need to do in the deck. Now, typically, the theme decks don't have the extended strategy that you would see out of a deck that you might build a la carte. They're typically pretty straightforward with scattered random Pokemon. You don't really see a lot of item recycling or Pokemon recycling or anything like that. They're pretty straightforward, but I'm going to read the description of the two decks from Pokemon.com, and then we'll dig into the cards that are in these decks. And I think this is going to prove to be a pretty good entry point for players that have never played the TCG before or the TCGO online to pick something up for like $12 or $13. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a great stepping stone for people that have never played the card game before to jump in, because these decks come pretty well built right out of the box. All right. So first we have Tropical Takedown. This is a deck centered around Alolan Exeggutor. There's great, fantastic art on the card and on the deck box itself. But this is what it says on Pokemon.com for this deck. Adapt and win with the Tropical Takedown theme deck. Alolan Exeggutor leads the way with its Tropical Shake attack, and lots of Alolan Pokemon come along to win as a team. This deck helps you make the most out of your big attacks. Go shake it up with the Tropical Takedown theme deck. All right, so they kind of hint at the fact that this is centered around Alolan Exeggutor, and it's going to have a bunch of different Alolan Pokemon in it, and this is going to be a high output deck, a high damage deck that would, potentially require some setup with the way you're going to play. The next deck is called Twilight Rogue. This one's going to be centered around Lycanroc. Now, Lycanroc has been pretty popular, right? Like, Adam, I know you've built a Lycanroc deck.
Yeah, so I consistently, I really enjoy Lycanroc GX, which is not in this deck, but it's a good start.
That's the thing that makes these decks cool, is there's no, like, bananas cards in these decks. You know what I mean? They're pretty straightforward, and there's no real high-end or ultra rare or rare cards typically in these decks. That's why you can go get them for $12 for the whole deck. But let's dig into the Twilight Rogue. So this is the description on Pokemon.com. Get sneaky with the Twilight Rogue theme deck. Outnumbered? No problem. Lycanroc does more damage when your opponent's bench is full, so use Dusknoir to force your opponent to play more basic Pokemon. Salazzle and Malamar pull more cards and more energy. For more ways to win with the Twilight Rogue theme deck. Okay, now obviously this is a Lycanroc deck. He's featured on the box. He's definitely where this is built around. But they're dropping the names of a whole bunch of different Pokemon: Dusknoir, Malamar, Salazzle, and they're again talking about strategies that might be typically a little bit more advanced than what they would normally put into a theme deck. So I'll put the link in the description, but I was over on Pokebeach.com, And PokeBeach is a great community of very, very knowledgeable and hardcore players that don't typically, like when you look in their forums, there's no Pokemon politics going on. It's typically pretty clean and good-natured. So I jump over to the discussion about these theme decks, right? And it gives the complete lineup. There's images at the back of the boxes that show exactly what comes in it. So looking at this Lycanroc deck, it is, listen to this this Pokemon lineup. So it has 2 Lycanrocs, 3 Rockruffs, 2 Dusknoirs, 2 Dusclops, 3 Duskulls, 1 Malamar, 2 Inkay, 2 Salazzle, 2 Salandit, 1 Solrock, 1 Furfrou. This is a heavy Pokemon deck. Like, that's crazy. Let me see here. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 21 Pokemon in this 60 card deck. That's significantly
That's more
high,
than the
right?
energies in the deck.
There's 20 energy. That's pretty crazy. Like, I know in my Volcanion deck, I'm running 14 Pokemon. So, and pretty much what I've seen with the majority of decks is going to be a lower amount of Pokemon and more trainers. Now, as you become more experienced with the mechanics of the game, you can start pulling down on the number of Pokemon and increasing the number of trainers to kind of flesh out and develop a style and a specific, function for the deck as you get more skilled with it. But 21 Pokemon, I can imagine playing this deck for the first time would probably be very exciting. Or playing for the first time with this deck would be pretty exciting because you're going to constantly have Pokemon in your hand that you could play, and you're going to have a good amount of energy as well. So, like, this has got to be such an awesome pick up and play deck that you could just, even if you get your butt whipped, you're still going to be able to get Lycanroc out. It just seems like, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to have Pokemon on the battlefield, which is cool. And then it runs Rescue Stretcher, Kukui, Fan Club, Field Blower, Howl, a lot of the staples here. But from the reaction in the comments section here of PokeBeach article, people were pretty excited that this was running Malamar. And they said that Malamar is going to have, a strong presence in the meta going forward for a while. And it also runs a Cynthia. And Cynthia, again, is one of the more popular cards that has come back, in this, in these last couple expansions. This has been a real popular one. So people that want to run Cynthia in their high build decks can just go buy buy the theme deck and get a Cynthia card for their main deck, and then still have 59 other cards to play with.
And then just going one step further, I mean, if you do have a Lycanroc GX, like, you can add that to this deck really easily.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you really need Salazzle and Salandit, or Solrock and Furfrou or whatever, but I mean, if you want to make that Lycanroc line a lot stronger, you can do that easily. There's synergy there, their attacks work together. Beef up the Dusclops line and beef up the Lycanroc, and that deck's pretty beefy.
Yeah, I had a Turtonator deck from, I don't know, a couple expansions ago, and I was able to drop the Turtonator GX card into that deck pretty easily, and it was seamless. So that's the other benefit of getting these decks, is you can use them as a basis to kind of customize and flesh out and build up and step up if you do have the cards for it. If we look at Tropical Takedown, pull up the lineup here. This is the Alolan Executor deck. Now, in the description, they said that there was a bunch of Alolan Pokemon in here, and they totally were not kidding. So this is the Pokemon lineup here. 2 Alolan Executors, 3 Executes, 1 Alolan Marowak, 2 Cubones, 2 Alolan Sandslash, 2 Alolan Sandshrews, 2 Alolan Raticates, 3 Alolan Rattata. So right there, you've got 4 different Alolan lines in addition to the Executor line. Then you have Oricorio, Solrock, Furfrou. So this isn't as many Pokemon as the last one, right? Let's see. This is one less Pokemon, 20 Pokemon here. So, yeah, see, that's what makes these decks so easy to pick up and play, is you're never kind of starving for Pokemon to get out there. You just have a full bench and lots of energy and lots of Pokemon. So easy. Adam, you see anything in this deck that interests you, or you think that this could have viability? Because it seems like that in the comments, like these. And these people that are posting in the comments, the way PokeBeach works is you can kind of give yourself badges to kind of describe what type of Pokemon fan you are. And a lot of the people have the badges for like TCG players and professors and stuff like that. So these are people that really know what they're doing with the TCG, and everyone seems so excited about this Alolan Executor deck.
See, I don't see anything too exciting. that's just me. I really enjoy Lycanroc. It's like it's a clear strategy. There's synergy. I mean, I know that there's synergy in the other one, but I still feel Lycanroc has more viability in this current format of the standard format.
And it's like I see that the Lycanroc deck is running Field Blower as well as the Alolan Executor deck running Field Blower. Is that like become a staple just in case you go up against like a Garbodor deck?
Yeah, well, in general, everybody's using Choice Band, and people are using Stadiums,
right?
More and more. So, especially the one that limits your bench. I can't Parallel City, I think it's called.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So I mean, you need your bench space, so you need to be able to have a way to discard the Stadiums and tools as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been seeing the Field Blower like in so many different lists, and it's like, man, this has become a pretty, a staple for the most part in so many different decks. But I don't know, man. $12.99, get your hands on a theme deck. Typically they're not like the most exciting thing. They're kind of the black sheep of the lineup, but I don't know. These seem like they could be real fun. So I'll definitely pick these up and get some games in on Twitch with the through the TCGO. So stay tuned for that over on our Twitch channel. We'll back it up over to YouTube, but I definitely want to give both of these decks a spin. So I'll be picking these up in the in the next week or two. I'll do a couple streams. 2 new Necrozma boxes came out. This one was pretty peculiar to me because the boxes are $30. They're these giant, there's so much waste. There's they're these giant boxes that have 5 boosters in them. But if you look at the photo breakout on Pokémon Center, the boosters, it's only 2 Forbidden Light boosters, and then it's a Crimson Invasion, a Fates Collide, and a Steam Siege booster. That kind of deflates the point of getting a new box, in my opinion, and throwing these older boosters in there. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I don't like it when they include older sets.
It's like, are they just looking to get rid of stuff?
Yes, and this is like the way to do it, by putting like
exclusive
promo cards. Like, I mean, the Dustmane Necrozma, the Ultra Beast, like the promo cards themselves, these are actually really good. Dust Shot gives you the ability to snipe something on the bench, like one of their GX or EX Pokemon. It does 60 damage to them for 1 energy, which is sweet.
Oh, wow.
Rusty Claws does like 100 damage, and it says if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining, this attack does 200 damage.
What?
Like, that's insane.
Wow.
I mean,
that's like a solid finisher. That's like,
yeah,
that's awesome.
That's like a definite one of. And if you have Dawn Wings Necrozma, it says if you have exactly 6 prize cards remaining, this attack does plus 20 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon, which isn't that great. I don't think so. I mean, especially because it's weakness to darkness. So Zoroark one-shots it.
Yeah.
There's no real reason to play that at all. Because even its Sword of Dawn attack for 3 psychics, it does 130, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. It's not viable. The real star of this box is the Dustmane Necrozma.
It also comes with a little vinyl figure. I'm a fan of these. There's always cool poses that they do, so that's pretty neat. Now, there is a Duskmane and a Dawn Wings, styled box with the different jumbos for each, but the promos that come with each of the boxes are the same. So you're not going to miss out on the actual playable cards. You're just going to get a different vinyl figure and a different jumbo. But $30, 5 boosters. If you try to use the mathematical formula of $4 for a booster, you're like, all right, this is $20. I'm paying $10 for the figure, the 2 promos, and the jumbo. It might be worth it, the extra $10 just to get your hands on this Duskmane with that Dusk Shot attack. But
well, see, I'm in the boat where I'll just buy it as a single on eBay, or, some other Pokemon TCG shop.
Yeah, but I have no interest in opening Steam Siege or Fates Collide boosters at this point. I'm good on those. I'm good on those. All right, let's jump over to Pokemon Go. It's been a big news week for that game. They have announced Pokemon Go Fest 2018, a walk in the park. It's going to be back in Chicago, but they're breaking format from what they did last year. Last year, they kind of tried to funnel all 10,000 people into one gate and into one square park, and it was a disaster. So what they're doing this year is they're making it a 2-day event. They're saying right off the bat that festivities in general will be throughout the whole city of Chicago, but There's going to be exclusive things that you will have to register, do the QR code thing, and unlock, so it will be tied to your account. But it's a 1.8-mile walking course that they're going to be decorating with Pokestops, which I'm sure will be lit up the whole time. And they just announced today, in secret, they tuck it into an image, Torkoal and Unknowns will be spawning at the event also. And this is going to be the weekend of July 14th, 15th. So that's my birthday, July 14th. So I am going to do everything in my power to figure out how to get there, man. The tickets go on sale tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. By the time this podcast is published, all the tickets are going to be gone. They're going to probably sell out in like 10 minutes.
Well, fingers crossed we both can get some.
I know, dude. And you have to register your trainer name at the time of purchase. So they're really, really taking a strong stance against scalping. And then even on the ticket page, which is live, but obviously you can't buy the tickets yet, it says that scalping or reselling tickets is illegal in that state, and it's a felony if you get busted. So, they're going all out to protect the value of the tickets. And they're only $20. So that's a cool thing. But 2-day event, but it's you can only go to 1 day, and the festivities will be identical from day 1 to day 2.
So which one are you going to go to?
Dude, all right. If I had to pick a day, I would go Sunday, because if there's any technical hiccups on Saturday, I would think that they would have a little bit more time to work everything out and have everything up and running 100% on Sunday. So, thinking like that, I would probably want to do the Sunday, but that kind of works out with, if I were to get to this event, I'd probably need to take a Saturday night, take a late evening flight, get to Chicago, kind of hang out for a couple hours, crash, in a Airbnb or something, wake up Sunday morning, hit the grind, hit GoFest for, however many hours it's actually open, and then probably stay till about 10, 11 p.m. and then take a red eye home and be at work at 6 a.m. on Monday.
Oh my God.
So that would be the plan if I could pull this off. It's just a matter of logistically making it happen. Now, I'm not going to let the fact that if I don't get tickets prevent me from going to Chicago if I can get my butt to Chicago. So, we'll see what happens, because my main concern is the tickets, just because there's going to be 100,000 people trying to get 10,000 tickets. It's just going to go quick. I know it. So fingers crossed.
Just to have that, and then that gets shipped to you, and you're like, yes, even if you don't go. I mean, because didn't they send out like bracelets?
Oh yeah,
and stuff?
yeah. There was like a little gift package. Came in a nice thing, nice little official envelope and everything. But if you're at GoFest this year, hopefully, maybe Adam or I will be there, Adam and or I will be there. But we'll see what happens there. We're in the middle of a legendary rotation. There was just a legendary rotation on May 8th. Latios and Latias have switched regions. So now in the U.S. here we have Latias, and I've already got a couple under the belt. We went raiding the other day and we did 4 raids in 45 minutes, which was pretty fun. And I went 3 for 4. They were all crappy, but it was still fun, and definitely a different style Pokemon to attack than Latios. There's higher defense stat than Latios, so it definitely took us a little bit longer. And one of the raids we were going to try to do a 4-man, because we've trioed Latios. And from what I understand, even 4-person on a Latias is pretty difficult. So we'll got to see how that all shakes out, but it's definitely a different kind of Pokemon. But that's going on. We have the Battle Showdown event that's been going on since last week, which is a fighting type event. We've got, Niantic has just been beating us up with events. Like, they're just relentless. And there was kind of a leak saying that when the Battle Showdown is done, we have Adventure Week coming back. So I don't know, man. It's just nonstop. It's awesome. I love that game so much.
It's just one after the other. I mean, what do we think that the new shiny is going to be?
I hope they do Gen 1, but I don't know who. I want Geodude, of course.
Well, I personally think if they put, Aerodactyl back in the raid system and then gave us that possibility of it being shiny.
Yeah, you know what?
That's more...
That makes a lot of sense.
It'd make people be out because, get out and adventure.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a random shiny.
No, that makes total sense, because it was the face of the event last year, and maybe they keep that going and make it a shiny, and then it, will solidify its place as being associated with Adventure Week,
Exactly.
Oh, that's a good call. I don't know. Shiny Aerodactyl would be awesome.
But I fully believe that it needs to be in a raid, and then it needs to be a shiny possibility.
But you have
that
to
way
raid.
Here, when they do the rotations and they're like, okay, Gen 1 coming back, because they can use that over and over again. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's, I've done a couple Absol raids, and, I will definitely go out of my way if I see one of the low tier raids, if it has a possibility of being shiny. Like if it's a Swablu or a Magikarp or a Snorunt, I'm going to do those raids because I want a shot at a shiny.
Yeah, I did 2 Snowrunts and a Magikarp today just to try. I didn't get it, but I tried.
Dude, I've been, as part of this Battle Showdown event, the shiny Makuhita, shiny Meditite have been added to the game. I've caught 3 shiny Meditites and no shiny Makuhitas, and Makuhita is the one I want the most. But wow. I've got people in my group. The one dude, Paul, in my group, has caught 1,300. As of the other day, he had caught 1,300 Meditite and had no shinies. And this was, I don't know, when was I out raiding? What's today? Today is Thursday. This was Sunday. He had 1,300. So, man, like I can imagine. I can imagine that burn of not getting one after that many catches. But, Niantic is doing it right. They're keeping everyone engaged. They're keeping the heat on, keeping the fire to the pan. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. Good stuff.
They're not giving us a break.
No breaks at all. No breaks at all. All right, let's jump over to the video games. The Xerneas and Yveltal distribution we talked about last week at GameStop is still going on. That's going to be through May 27th. So take advantage of that.
I picked mine up.
Did you? Nice. Did you get? Were you able to get 4 codes? Apparently, that's the rage right now. Is you go to these places for distributions and you're like, yo, I got all 4 copies of the game. I need 4 codes.
No, I only got 1, but I can easily get more if I really wanted to. It was just day 1.
Yeah, well, and like I mentioned on last week's episode, if they run out of the physical code cards, you could just have them printed on a receipt. And, if you want multiple codes, that might be the better way to do it. So if someone wants a single code card, they can have it. I know some people like collecting pieces of paper. I was one of those people at one point.
Don't forget, there's that the legendary Pokemon stamp Zygarde.
Oh, yes.
So if you spend $25, which I did, I bought a whole bunch of Forbidden Light packs.
Oh, nice.
And I got one of those, so.
We talked about the Get BP at the Battle Tree Global Mission last week. It's going to be wrapping up. Actually, by the time this podcast is published, the competition will have ended. So probably next week. I think they take about a week off, calculate everything, and then there's a period where you can get your prize and all that stuff. But, if you took part in that, let us know. I'd like to hear your experience and see if that changed the game for you or got you remotivated to go back to Pony Island. It's I'm not sure if you like the Global Link is cool because it gives people continued reason and incentive to play the main series games. But I just don't know if people like it's, I don't know. I don't know how many people that are in the end game state of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are still engaged with like these kind of off color stuff like working BP at the Battle Tree. I don't know. But if you're taking part in that, let us know. Let us know how it went. But the new competition has just been announced. This is going to be called the Ultra No Holds Barred Online Competition. And this one actually looks pretty neat. The registration period starts Thursday, May 17th. This is a cool one. Ultra games only, so no regular Sun and Moon. So you have to have the Ultras. There's very limited exclusions. So, a lot of the regulars are excluded. Let's see here. So the rules for eligible Pokemon are it's restricted to National Pokedex numbers 1 through 806, and except for Mewtwo, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, Dialga, Palkia, Garanthia, Arceus, Reshiram, Zekrom, Kyurem, Xerneas, Yveltal, Solgaleo, Lunala. So a lot of the big dog legendaries are excluded, but all the Ultra Beasts are cool, you know what I mean? And no restrictions to held items. So you can hold items and you could have duplicate items, and you could be like, you could have Ultra Necrozma, like every single, like I can imagine that everyone's going to be using Ultra Necrozma in this competition. But this competition is going to be running May 25th through May 27th that weekend. So, if you take part in that, let us know. I want to hear feedback from these global missions. You know, I'm absolutely guilty of not being a VG player at the moment, and it's so I'm out of the loop. So, you know, I cover it from a news perspective. I read the articles, but I'm not physically playing the game. So I got to live vicariously through you guys. So if you're taking part in this stuff, let us know how it goes. Definitely want to hear about it. All right, jumping over to Pokemon Center. Adam, I'm so happy about this. This is the coolest.
This is everybody's dream. Every cosplayer's like fantasy right here.
So I've always been a fan of Team Skull from that first teaser trailer where they showed Guzma and all the body language and all that stuff, and everyone was like, "What are these people? Like, who are they? Why? This doesn't seem to fit." I was like, "No, they've got it right. This is the best team ever," and I love their style. And I have followed Team Skull cosplay, since the game has come out because I'm just, nerdy like that. Like I'm into cosplay, and these characters are so unmistakable that people just grasped onto them in the cosplay community. They have a whole line of Team Skull stuff for adults, but they have this accessory kit that comes with like the hat, the bandana, the chain. Like it's so awesome. Like it's a cosplay set in a box, pretty much. I'm really excited about this stuff, and this messenger bag, it's $80.
It's probably well worth it.
I'm going for it. I think I'm going to go for it because I need a new laptop bag, and I think as long as my laptop will fit in this, it has like the padding for a laptop. As long as it'll fit.
Well, it looks like there's a laptop in there.
Yeah. Well, in the
pictures.
I've got a widescreen laptop though, so I got to make sure it'll fit. Ooh. I got a 17-inch screen. This is awesome. Like I always love the higher quality stuff that Pokemon Center puts out. They partner with some of these like boutique-ish kind of fashion companies to do their bags and some of their hats and some of their t-shirt designs sometimes. So when they put out these higher quality stuff, it's pretty awesome. And the photography that they show the model holding the bag, like it's just an awesome looking bag. Team Skull, yo. I hear Team like Skull. The Team Skull like music in my head. Team Skull. I just hear it. We talked about the Charizard gallery figure, DX gallery figure, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 episodes ago, something like that, and was this giant, $30 gallery figure that was like twice the size of the existing gallery figures. Well, they've one-upped the Charizard by releasing probably one of the coolest Mewtwo figures I've ever seen. It's called the Mewtwo Psystrike Pokemon Gallery Figure DX. And we talked about the Joltik figure last week, that it was kind of in mid-attack. That's exactly what this Mewtwo figure is here, and he's in the middle of a Psystrike, and he has like these psychic flames kind of burning up his back and wrapping around him, and you see this ball of energy with... Oh, it's just so awesome. They nailed it.
Yeah, it's got like a big spike in a bubble.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so cool.
So awesome. And the Mewtwo's like floating because it's attached to the flames, so it kind of has nothing supporting it under its legs, so it gives the impression that it's floating. So cool. Killer design. I love these gallery figures. I've been good, and I haven't gone after them, and they're making it exceptionally difficult.
Yeah, I posted on our story that like I saw the Pikachu, and it was I think it was $17, but it was 30% off because it's a clearance item right now at GameStop. So I'm like, that's only like $12, but is it worth it? Do I jump down?
No, you
that
can't.
Rabbit hole?
Dude, that's a sketchy rabbit hole, because once you go down with just one, forget it, man. You're not going to be able to escape ever. It's like Amiibo all over again. Skylanders.
I know. Well, I've done good so far.
But it's like, I really want the Magikarp. I really want to get Melissa the Mew. And it's like, I really want to get my son that Charizard DX. And it's like, I'm trying to justify the purchases in my head. And it's like, do I really need this? Like, I have so much merch already. I might have to just get the Magikarp because I'm selfish.
Go for it.
All right, in just a moment here, we're going to watch our episode number 46, So Near Yet So Farfetch'd. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll sync up our Netflix, and we'll do a little watch-along. You could hit play at the same time as we do, turn your volume down, and let the shenanigans begin. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We are going to get into this episode 46, So Near Yet So Farfetch'd, from the Indigo League. Got our Netflix queued up here. We're going to hit play in 3, 2, 1. Mute yourself. All right. And Mew and Mewtwo. I love that it starts with them. It's the best.
And Ash just standing in a stadium by himself.
I think we had talked about this once before, like how cool it was as a kid watching cartoons, and you see the same redundant intro every time. That's the supercut of all these cool scenes, but then you actually see the episode that the scene has been taken from, and it's like, oh my god, I know this.
Yeah, I've already seen this. It happened already.
It's like that Island of the Giant Pokemon, where the giant Charizard's breathing fire and everything. Like that was one of the most memorable, moments from this season.
Yeah,
So
but at the
cool.
same time, you don't know that it's the giant one.
I know you
in
don't know that's
scene
mechanical.
until you
right
see
there,
it.
right
Yeah.
there. You don't know it's mechanical.
Because the whole time, that's why Charizard was so cool. Like, oh man, he's so big.
God, I love the Zubat holding Bulbasaur. It's the best. All right, so the right away, this episode made me smile because of the music. You kind of have like the Pallet Town music. Or is that the Route 1 music?
I think so.
But they're all just chilling. This is funny because
Brock's wiping Togepi's egg.
like polishing Togepi egg.
Hey, what are you looking at? A new kind of Pokemon?
And like, I'm pretty sure Misty was playing rock paper scissors by herself.
Yeah, she was pounding her legs because they were hurting. But what's going on here is a pretty interesting thing. This is the first time that Ash is able to like use the Pokedex to pull up a Pokemon without the Pokemon being physically there. So typically he'll just, if he would see that Farfetch'd, out in the wild, he'd point the Pokedex at it and it would pick up on it. So now we learn that he can actually do research on the Pokedex. The Pokemon doesn't have to be physically there. So that's pretty cool.
Let's go, Pikachu.
All right, watch
We'll
this.
see.
Everybody watch close. Everybody watch close. So you saw the Togepi egg, right? It's just chilling on the ground, right? Like next to the rock.
I don't
And
know
Ash's
how to
bag.
deal with you. If
Yeah,
I
and
keep
Ash's
like
bag.
this, I'm gonna get a headache.
That was the first thing I noticed in this episode too.
All right, so Togepi's just chilling, or soon to be Togepi is just chilling there.
Psyduck, was that you?
Dude, I love Psyduck so much. Like, this episode sealed the deal for me. But dude, the cry of Farfetch'd, like the way he sings like this, it fits the way he looks so absolutely perfect. It's just like I could tell that's exactly what he would sound like.
And I like how at the beginning they when Ash was looking in the Pokedex and talking to Brock and stuff, that like apparently that Farfetch'd is pretty much extinct because everybody enjoys having Duck.
Well, no, it's Farfetch'd with leek. Like they actually,
Yeah.
it's holding the leek, and it's like, is it holding it just so when I capture it, it tastes better when I eat it? All right. So this is the part I was talking about. So pay attention here. Farfetch'd runs away, and Misty just like grabs Psyduck and takes off, leaves the Togepi egg in Ash's bag sitting next to the rock, just leaves it.
Come on, wherever you are.
Poor Togepi has been abandoned again.
Hey, wait, come back, little Farfetch'd.
And this is definitely a cooler episode because of, we had that Farfetch'd event in Pokemon GO.
Yep.
So it's like I really fell in love with Farfetch'd just from hearing his cry, the old school, the actual 8-bit cry, and just his style with the leak and everything. That was a fun event. All right, so right away, I knew that this kid could be up to no good. Like, look at his hair. He's got the matching Farfetch'd haircut.
And he's got a hair, a bun in his hair, whatever.
Man bun.
Man bun.
Hey, there she is. Oh, how could I let it get away? Misty!
They're like, you just left our stuff?
Dude, they don't even bring it up. They're like, oh, it's all good. You just left my baby egg just sitting here by itself.
Capture it? Have you been sneaking around behind our backs?
This is a pretty funny dynamic here, too, that the boys couldn't imagine a world where Misty could actually catch a Pokemon on her
Yeah,
own.
are you cheating on us?
Yeah.
Come on.
No lie. I'm telling the truth this time. This time. Oops.
Here, I brought
That's a
you
good
your
one, too.
water.
Oh, yep, this time she's telling the truth.
Yeah, that's great. Congratulations, Misty. You played yourself. I love how they're actually wrapped in newspaper. Like, he took the time to actually wrap them. But I can imagine the feeling of having your backpack stolen, knowing all your Pokemon in there. That's like, there was one time in it was probably about a year after the original DS came out, right? The handheld. And I had a DS case with like 20 games in it. And I lost the little case. And it was like, yeah, it was like my whole collection of DS games at the time. I was like, no! I can imagine that's like what Misty is feeling right now, that, you know, this dude with the Farfetch'd hair is, you know, juggling her Pokeballs.
What is it, Farfetch'd?
So I kind of dig the way they introduced Team Rocket in this episode, you know, because they're usually, their introduction is them spying. And in this episode, it's the opposite. They kind of get spied on by... We don't even learn this guy's name. He's just Farfetch'd, you know, the Farfetch'd guy. The kid.
Farfetch'd coming out the woods.
It tastes good and has good taste.
And it looks so This Farfetch'd is mine.
Sounds like you guys like my Farfetch'd.
It's your Farfetch'd?
It already has a master.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like...
Their plans are foiled.
Just planning on getting rid of my Farfetch'd anyway. You guys want to make a deal with me?
Don't trust him, Jesse and James. Look at his hair. It matches Farfetch'd.
I'll be in a story when you're too. I guess I'm sort of getting tired of raising Pokemon. I'd be happy to find somebody who'd take them off my hands.
He's just getting tired of just walking around with Farfetch'd. Like,
I think it shows you how gullible and stupid Team Rocket is, because they're just like, okay, perfect. Like,
ever heard the term "too good to be true"?
yeah, exactly.
Back in the forest. Would you mind watching my Pokeballs and my Farfetch'd while I run and get it?
Yeah, I have to just go far
No,
away.
honestly though, this kid's good. Like, he's a straight up hustler, and he gets this off.
Take your time.
James, be careful.
God, dude, I love James so much, especially after the last episode. But I really love James. He's what a great character.
Pokemon is like letting your cat guard your canary.
I can't believe how stupid he is. And look, he even left a boat for us to make our getaway.
I can't believe how stupid you are, James.
I know.
Too bad he didn't leave his recipe for Farfetch'd flambe.
It's messed up. Farfetch'd can hear you.
And Farfetch'd is so calm during all this.
Well, he knows what's up. This is all just part of the hustle. It's all part of the con. But I love how they think they've captured Farfetch'd, but he's a bird and can just fly away.
Yeah, right? They're not even holding on to him.
It's like tie his wings up or something.
Our winning formula.
I do got to say, I find a lot of pleasure in the situations like this where Team Rocket really think they have the job done, and then it backfires at the last minute. It's brilliant.
Just put your finger in the hole. That little cork wasn't stopping that much water. Come on.
I love it, the way Meowth talks like, ah!
And like, where were their Pokeballs?
I know, they were just like sitting out. And I also love how they can identify him just from like looking at the Pokeball, and even though every Pokeball they have is identical.
Oh no!
Oh, dude, I love this so much.
But why would he do it?
The pull your eyelid down, stick your tongue out, face is great. So Farfetch'd comes over here now and scoops up the Pokemon and is just like, good looking
Just
out.
swims away.
He's like, thanks, yo. Alright, just proceeds to whack Meowth in the face 9 times with his leak and knock it down. And this is great. They just happen to be at, like, Niagara Falls and go over the edge.
Hey, that's nice work, Farfetch'd. Now they're mine, all mine.
That's messed up, dude with no name.
And the team doing the right thing, trying to get Officer Jenny to help him out.
You know, what's interesting, I thought what was, interesting about this part is obviously they're in town or something because they're with an Officer Jenny. But they never divulge the name of the town. Like, where are they? You would think that if there's a police station and, you know, Jenny is posted up, that they'd be like, hi, I'm Jenny from wherever. It's like, where are they?
She's just Jenny from the block.
Dude, perfect.
Right after I found you injured on the road and nursed you back to health, we started stealing.
Think Farfetch'd is nervous that he's going to get cooked?
I wish there was some other way for us to get by, but how else?
Yeah, like getting a job or...
Yeah, exactly, dude. I can think of about a million ways. Dude, he plays out Farfetch'd. It's like, I wish I had subtitles. Like, what did Farfetch'd say at the end there when, you know, his master just said, man, dude, you're just too weak.
You're just a lame person.
All right, so riddle me this. We just saw Psyduck pop out of the ball on his own and pretty much just walks out. Now, what makes Psyduck so different that he can break out of the ball on his own without being kind of
Well, he has
summoned?
headache issues.
He's claustrophobic and just can't handle it. The Pokeball detects that there's like some kind of mental anomaly. It's like, let him out.
Maybe he lives somewhere nearby.
This is the tree that looks like that tree over there, but this is the tree that I fell.
Starmie, Goldeen, and Horsey. Misty, you forgot Psyduck. Oh, I wish I could forget Psyduck.
Yo, Psyduck gets it bad. Everyone knows it too.
I'm so happy to see you. I missed you so
Eat crow, Misty. Eat
back
crow.
here. Where's my backpack? now? Well, what about the other
This is a classic scene.
Well, where did it get you? Well, then, how did you get away? Where's the
All
one
right,
who
she
stole
clearly understands him, like, but she clearly understands, right? Like, she's getting all of this.
Come on, you dumb duck, start thinking. Oh, now you're giving me a
Like, that's what I don't understand. Did she just now realize that he's not making sense, or did literally the last thing he said just didn't make sense? Like, it's so funny. It's like, what, you know, repeats his name 27 times in a row, and it's like, is this a real conversation? I can't tell. And this is great. She gives him a shake.
You gotta relax.
Officer Jenny doesn't even
Her
do
face,
anything.
Remember where the
her face is priceless. She's like,
to the left?
Are you sure about this? You better
Yeah, trust Psyduck. That's right.
From a Psyduck doesn't sound like a good idea. Pikachu.
There you go, Ash. Exactly what I was thinking.
We keep getting more Pokemon.
zips up his bags of balls.
Someone on the road will just have to take their Pokemon too. Here he is.
Dude, you're messed
Oh my
up.
god. Yeah, he's a hustler.
You won't get away now.
Team Rocket's got him. He's done for.
Busta. They call him Busta.
Going to get away with it, didn't you?
Sinking that boat and grabbing our Pokemon.
Now we're gonna make you pay for making fools of us.
Hey, come on. Can't you guys take a joke? I meant what I said.
Dude, he's got Professor Willow's backpack.
I've got so many. Look, I'll give you Arbok and Weezing and Lickitung and we'll call it even.
Nice try.
You can't make it up by just giving them back.
That's like
You're right.
the Pokemon they already had.
So I'll
Yeah.
give you all of these and my
Yeah, well, I'll give you these three, but they're not your Arbok, Weezing, you know, and Lickitung. They're just some others.
Oh, since he's being so generous.
We'll have to forgive him.
I'm glad I ran into you guys. I was planning on moving anyway, but I
Dude,
just
he
had
is
too much
good.
stuff
He's a
to
hustler.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, so please forgive me and good luck.
What a haul.
Gullible.
There's so many of them.
Well, it looks like the kid wasn't so bad after all.
So there's got to be like 20 Pokemon there. Like, where did these other Pokeballs come from? Who else is missing Pokemon?
Good work, Psyduck. You found him.
You act like a quack most of the time, but you're pretty smart, Psyduck.
Look at this.
Well, I guess
Yes,
we better
that's
get-
classic.
What?
Stop right there.
Oh,
Give me back my Pokemon right now, you thief. Pika Pika.
oh no!
He's like, no, I already gave him to Team Rocket.
Pokemon.
Your crime spree is over.
Grand Theft
Grand
Auto.
Theft
I mean,
Pokemon. I know. I laughed when I heard that for the first time.
They're Pokemon. It takes a lot of love and care to raise Pokemon. We worked real
He's like, do I go
hard to
left
train
or
them.
right? Because I can't go forward or back.
That's right. Maybe we
Start
should
digging.
out by showing this kid just how difficult a Pokemon match is.
Good idea. Huh?
That That's right, a battle.
So it's like he's confused. Like, it's so funny because everyone's like, yeah, Pokemon match. And the kid's just like, really? This is what's happening?
Work with them. But Farfetch'd isn't. Huh? You mean?
He's food. He isn't a Pokemon that battles. He's just food.
Good. Let's start our Pokemon battle.
Ash does not care.
Wait, Farfetch'd.
Go for it, Bulbasaur. Tackle attack.
So Bulbasaur comes out with a tackle, and Farfetch'd just jumps around and avoids it.
I like how they animate this part. So the vine, this is great. The Bulbasaur uses Vine Whip, and I mean, it just like he's just whipping Farfetch'd in the face over and over. It's so good. But this is like street justice. Like, it's kind of messed up. But Farfetch'd is fired up. Literally, his eyes are on fire. Oh snap! Oh snap!
Oh, what's it? What move's he using?
There you go, Brock.
Farfetch'd could do that.
Well, yeah, because you're a lousy trainer, dude. Don't blame it on the Farfetch'd. But look at this. It's like, 1,000 fist attack, but he's hitting him with the leak. And then, bam!
Ooh. Bulbasaur gets knocked down.
Yeah, they don't do the knocked out eyes in this episode, so I don't know if that would be considered a true knockout or
I never
he's
thought
just banged up.
Farfetch'd had attacks like
I think he's just banged up.
But look at Farfetch'd, is like bloody.
If I had known it was this strong, I wouldn't have used it to steal. You can't judge Pokemon.
I would make it fight on the black market in a fight club.
All right, Pikachu, your turn.
Farfetch'd is like, wait, what?
My job to battle him. I choose you, Staryu.
Yeah, Pikachu, you got denied.
Didn't get my Pokeballs back yet.
Yeah, good job, Misty. That dude,
That
it's-
animation
I know.
dash.
It's like, why? It's so unnecessary. It's so great, though.
Farfetch'd just laughing at Psyduck.
Dude, that's messed up.
Psyduck, your best shot.
Misty rooting for Farfetch'd. Just keep slapping in the face.
It's working.
Dude, this is
Getting worse. Just a little more.
this is as good as it gets here, I think. Like, in terms of what, you know, the fact that you could have a cute or dumb Pokemon become like completely OP. Like, this is so great. Dude, look at Psyduck. Look how mean he looks. He looks so evil.
He's possessed by something. Sends the
That is
Farfetch'd
so
and the trainer
great.
up into the tree.
See, now look, no swirly eyes on Farfetch'd either. See, so I don't know if they just left it out or I don't know.
I'm embarrassed for ever
But yo,
doubting
Psyduck's the
you.
man.
Let's open up these Pokeballs and find out what kind of great Pokemon he gave us.
So now, I thought this was funny. You know, obviously they open the Pokeballs and out come the Voltorbs. But I don't know. It's just funny that's the Pokemon they chose.
And then they throw him out of their balloon. And they crash into the team and the guy with the Farfetch'd.
So I guess they use Explode because they disintegrate. So they're like all dead now.
None of the victims are going to press charges since they all got their Pokemon back.
That's good.
So-
Except for the Voltorbs.
Dude, yeah.
And it was wrong not
That's
to
hilarious.
Farfetch'd. Now I'm gonna trade
It was wrong to steal, and you are a terrible trainer.
Yo,
Congratulations.
Dude, honestly, I was a little upset at this part
trainer wants it to be.
because I can't believe this guy gets off and they just let him walk. Like, that's messed up.
Let's go, Farfetch'd.
She's told him before he was under
That's the
arrest.
first
for grand
member.
theft. Dude, that's terrible.
That's the first member of Team Skull right there.
He's like, yeah, we showed them, yo. It's messed up, man. He just walks out.
Pokemon for good, but thanks to a
And then he takes everybody else's Pokemon, so it leaves the rest of Team Skull with like Rattatas and low-level Pokemon.
returned safely, and everyone learned an important lesson about honesty, bravery, and trust.
All right, so really this guy learned a lesson about bravery and trust? I don't know.
Team Rocket can't allow anyone to steal Pokemon. That's our job.
Right, James.
Wrong. If we tell
This ending is awesome.
Yep.
mad at us, he'll want to make him part of Team Rocket.
And then...
He'll be in and we'll be out.
Exactly.
Oh no! Then we'll just have to tell him.
Absolutely nothing about that kid or Farfetch'd.
Look at their eyes.
Yeah, we can't tell him anything about that.
They just
Oh,
happen to
Voltorb.
notice one giant Voltorb that's still in the basket with them.
It wouldn't be an episode without them blasting off.
But dude, let's real talk. Another random Sidewinder episode that, didn't really have a place. I don't get
We
it.
don't know where they are.
It's so weird, man. I mean, I like this episode. This was definitely a good episode, but I just want them to get back on track already. Like, Ash must be fiending to have like a gym battle.
Well, you saw him get all excited for the battle with Farfetch'd. Pikachu must be fiending for a battle. It's just sitting there. First, it almost chokes on an apple. Gets sent to the hospital. Then it gets shut down. It was gonna battle, and then Misty's like, "No, this is my battle." Pikachu needs that Thunderbolt release.
So what'd you think of the episode overall?
Overall, it was a good episode. I just wish there was more story.
Am I are you with me, or am I alone here on really wanting them to get back to the gyms? Like, does it matter
No,
to
I'm
you?
right there with you. Like, yes, they need to introduce new Pokemon, but like, we don't know who that guy was. We don't know where
But
they
still,
were.
this was one episode, one Pokemon per episode. Like, I think
At
last
least
episode
Dr.
we saw
Proctor
a
got
couple.
introduced.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
At least we knew who that was.
Yeah, we still don't know this guy's name. Now, I went onto Bulbapedia, and his name is Keith. That's who they call him. So maybe in the, that's the Japanese translation, and they name him in the Japanese dub. I don't know, but apparently his name is Keith. So it's Keith and his Farfetch'd. All right, so we're going to do our last segment of the show here, and we are going to open a booster. Both of us, Adam and I, are going to be opening a TCGO booster, so we're going to get this fired up, and we'll be back in just a second. All right, we're back. We're going to open up these boosters in TCGO. Adam, what kind of booster do you have?
I've got a Forbidden Light.
You go first.
All right. Oh, all these are new. I don't know what they are. I got a Honedge, an Execute, a Noibat, Rockruff, Bunnelby, Uxie, a Lady. A Lady Trainer. Klefki. My reverse holo is Binacle. And my rare is Avalugg.
All right, my turn. I actually was going to open a Forbidden Light booster, but I just realized I have another Guardians Rising booster sitting in my TCGO collection. So I'm going to open that because I still need Lele's. So let's see what we get out of this. All right, ripping it open. And Snorunt, Delibird, Litwick, Pancham, Mudbray, Sableye. Look at that, a Delibird and a Sableye for you. Marianne,
two-face.
Aqua Patch, Hala, and
Holla the Tablet.
a Salazzle. We were just
Well,
talking about
so
that.
that's so cool.
Yeah, that's a good card. All right, so that is going to wrap up our show for today. Thank you so much for checking us out. Please do us a favor. Check out GottaWatch'Em.all.com. We would also appreciate it if you checked out our Patreon page, patreon.com/GottaWatch'Em.all. Want to give a big shout out to one of our patrons, Terry Wolf. Thanks so much for your support, Terry. We really appreciate everything that you do for us. And we really, really, really appreciate your support on Patreon. We are at GottaWatch'Em.all pretty much everywhere. Email us, info@GottaWatch'Em.all.com. All right, I do want to give a shout out to Pokemon Crossroads on Twitter. They interacted with us and had mentioned, we were talking about the anime and episodes, 1 through 52 kind of being the Indigo League, and they would originally aired on TV, and then the Orange League, going from, I guess, episode 53 up to, 80 or 81. I had originally said that wasn't aired, and Pokemon Crossroads jumps in and says, hey, I hope you guys don't mind if I correct you, but episodes 1 through 52 make up Kanto and feature Ash and friends traveling to a little over Koga's gym, so that's actually where we get to at the end. And then that's season 1. Season 2 features Ash going all the way to the League and a good bunch of the Orange Islands. So there is what we're going to see coming after episode 52 will kind of get us back on track with where I want the series to go. And then they continue and they say season 2 was also aired on TV. Not sure you saw the part where it was only released on VHS. I think I saw that on either PokeBeach or Bulbapedia. Though the Pokemon TV app does not rotate episodes, not sure how Disney Now handles it. Disney Now, I believe, does not have those episodes on there either. But he puts up a link, and I'll put it in the description. He says, if you want to learn more about the seasons, I suggest looking at this article. When 4 kids handled the English dub, seasons were mostly 52 episodes. Now under Pokemon, seasons are indicated by new openings. So I'll put this link in there, but it's actually a really good resource. So big shout out to Pokemon Crossroads for jumping in and clarifying that for us. We appreciate the help. And we're always open to learning more and actually hearing from other trainers. Is always a good thing. So thanks so much for that. But like I said, we are Gotta Watch 'Em All. Please check us out on the web at Gotta Watch 'Em All on social media. Adam, where can they find you personally on the internet?
You can find me at PhoenixBack45.
And you can find me on the top of the Maybach. Actually, I am at ProudGamerTweet on Twitter. And like I said, email us info@gottawatchemall.com. We will see everyone next week. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Ciao.